side where there were like horses lined out 10 and 12 deep.
And they're all taking off at the 550-metre mark. A wall of horses around the outside.
The millisecond after that, I went, they've all gone too soon. She was the only one that was going to be left standing at the end of the straight because she was so dominant at that time.
It's Makybe Diva in front of Latiria. Fields of Omar coming back in the middle. But Makybe Diva, she's the champ. She wins the Cox Plate.
I'm so thankful just to be a small part of this great mare's career. There's nothing she can't do, I tell you. It's freaky what she does.
She's 26, but she's in as good a health as you could ask for. And I mean, all we can do is keep doing what we're doing because at the moment she's thriving. Bossy is, yeah, he comes out quite regularly and he still believes that she recognises him and that she knows his voice and everything like that.
Speaking to Tony Sanic, she still runs around the paddock, still leading up the other mares. So she's in great form. I don't know how much longer she's got on this earth, but I'll be making my way down to see her this spring again.
You had to describe Makybe Diva in only a few words. How would you describe her?
A bloody good horse.
Like legend, freak, champion. You mean, like there's so many words, but you mean she's a smarter mare than anything else I've ever come across, and with that she's just unique.
She changed my life forever. She changed so many other people's life forever. She left a huge footprint, not only in our sport, but in Australian history, because she created something that might not be done again.
Is brought to you by Whirlpool. Available on this race.
First run on Fian Day in 1995 at Caulfield, the Circa McEwen Stakes, part of the spring sprint reshuffle at the Valley last year, now finds itself on Cox Plate Day. Barraquil last year, he of course the Moya winner earlier this spring, defeating I Am Unstoppable and Mornington Glory 12 months ago in this Group 2 contest over 1,200 metres. Horse 1 is Jigsaw, and he was able to turn back the clock and win the Apache Cat.
Yeah, he was really well ridden to take advantage of the pattern and break his drought last time out. It's a steep rise in class. There looks more pressure up front today, but if they leave him alone, he can give a good side. Amy, how does he present?
Looks great. I think hopefully he's taken a bit of confidence out of his most recent win. It had been a little while since he'd got his nose in front like that. The condition, I can't fault him. He looks excellent. 2
Regal Zeus is first up. Was stakes placed in the Able first up back in the summer.
Yeah, he was that narrow runner-up at this track and distance first up last prep, and he's jumped out really nicely. Now, he's a bit like Jigsaw. If he gets control, he could give a big sight. With the likes of Jigsaw and Tropicus, I'm not sure he gets control.
Well, we know he's going to probably be at his best once he gets up over a mile, but geez, he's come back in nice shape. He continues to mature mentally, this horse. He used to absolutely melt before the races, and he's just getting better and better with each year.
3 Tropicus, victorious in the Heath. It took a superstar to take him down in the Scalacci.
Yeah, it sure did. Won in fast time 2 starts ago and then beat all bar Giga Kick in fast time last start. And the way he was going through the line suggests I think he's going to be better suited to 1,200 metres. He's racing in career best form this preparation. Just where he gets to from the barrier looks the query. If he had it drawn a bit better, could get him even shorter. But I think he's a great chance here.
He looks excellent. He's such a good-looking entire, this guy, and he's got a great attitude for a bull as well. I don't think his condition could be much better. I gave him a good push both of his starts this time round, and I think he looks as good again today.
Mark Zara goes on the 4 Clabell from the inside draw, was 3rd to Jigsaw in the Apache Cat.
Yeah, set outside the leader there and the winner in Jigsaw last start, the Apache Cat, in a race where the Quinella both were on the fence. So I don't think, even though he wasn't too far off the fence, he was disadvantaged there. Gets Mark Zara on. He's drawn for a softer run, but it's a big rise in class today.
He's a pretty cool customer, this guy. Not much phases him. He's conserving his energy really well. I'd agree with you, Ben. There's probably others that are jumping out at me a little bit more based on class, but he's been presented as well as they can.
Different setup today from the draw to first up for the 5 Charmstone, but now a 2-time Group 1 winner, authoritative in the Manikato.
Yeah, she's a class mare, isn't she? Dominant winner at the track and distance last start at Group 1 level. Blake Shin sticks. She drops in class. Now, she did have the perfect run with the pattern in favour last time out. And from the draw today, it looks a much tougher run in a different scenario. That's the query. How does she present, Amy, compared to first up?
She looks excellent. I think she's in such good physical shape all over, mentally as well. She seems very confident in herself. She does everything right on race day. She's such a beautiful, strong mare, unbeaten track and distance. She's going to take a fair bit of beating again.
Victorious and Underwood Day. 6 Tiger Shark returns from having a crack at the Premier.
Yeah, outclassed in the Premier last start in Sydney. This is weaker, and the previous form was good. 1,200 metres for me in this class is the query.
She looks really good. If she can run out a strong 1,200 against her opposition, Clayton couldn't have paraded her any better. Her coat's lovely, really good tone over her body, good attitude. So ticks from where I'm standing.
7 Neonce was a scratching post, 7:30 a.m. on Vet's advice. 8 Bridal Waltz off a cracking cracking winter and superb efforts to win a couple of stakes races as a late season filly. She made a withering return in the Gilgai.
It was a great return, wasn't it? In a fast race there at Flemington. She should strip fitter for that run. She can make her own luck on speed. I guess the little query about the trifecta from that Flemington race is, were they flattered by being in the right part of the track? But that aside, there's a lot to like about the way she's come back.
Absolutely. She's an absolute beauty, this girl. She's pretty no frill. She's only a medium-sized mare. She's got such lovely manners on race day. She just does everything right, and you can never ignore a horse that fires second up. She's 2 from 2. Hopefully she can go well again today. 9
Vestas was 3rd in the Northwood Plume on Giddy's Day behind She's Bulletproof. Worked with stablemate Live here on Tuesday. We saw Live be runner-up to Napoleonic in the Red Anchor earlier on this afternoon.
It was an eye-catching run first up. She would have been one of the first horses into many a Racing.com Black Book after that performance. She ran the fastest last 400 metres of Caulfield Guineas Day from an impossible position. She rises in class today. It's a lot tougher. She probably needs to find a few lengths to gain, but she might have just come back a better horse this preparation, Amy.
Yeah, I think she may have. She's definitely strengthened. She's never going to be an overly tall mare, but she's just filled out and matured now. She looks like the finished product. I think her parade's excellent today. Really nice, healthy coat on her, great attitude, and has the benefit of coming here earlier in the week for a gallop. She looks very good.
8 to contest the Circa McEwen Stakes, the 2nd edition at Group 2 level, over 1,200 metres on Cox Plate Day.
Been the last day at Moonee Valley for a while, and especially on Cox Plate Day too, on this horse for Cindy. So no, it's great to be here.
You got good inside word from the stable, being the stable jock there, and how is the team's confidence?
Look, he's come back in great order. He looks the part. He looks amazing. Cindy's done a great job to get him back to where he's at now. And as we all know, he just does this thing, and you just sit there and go with him. So we'll be adapting to that today. But yeah, I'm sure he'll run a nice race.
Good luck, and I did see Cindy looking magnificent today as well. So she's put on a Sunday best for a hopeful outcome for this race. Good luck.
Thanks, Charlotte.
Yeah, it was a terrific ride from Logan Bates to take advantage of the pattern there last time out and break the drought with Jigsaw, and he's been a busy boy. Rode the first winner at Yarra Valley today, and he's here in the McEwen at Moonee Valley. As the rain just starts to fall lightly, we bring Damien Oliver back into the coverage after a little jockey change. G-Boss out, D. Oliver in. And Ollie, how did you see the Group 2 Circa McEwen Stakes?
Yeah, I thought Jigsaw was the likely leader from the inside. They're going to have to be positive. There's a couple out wider in Bridal Waltz and also Tropicus that like to race forward as well. Tropicus is the widest of those on-pace runners, so it's a bit tricky for him whether he's going to be able to take it right to the top. I got a feeling they don't like to hand up too easily on Jigsaw, and whether Tropicus can get in and then the rest sort of fall in behind them. And I was interested to note that Ben's comments to Clint McDonald, and I tend to agree a little bit. It has been hard to make that looping run. Horses that are looming up on the turn haven't been able to quite finish off their run, so keep an eye on that pattern in the races leading up to the last few races.
With all that in mind, is there one you like here?
Beg your pardon?
Is there one you like in this race?
Bridal Waltz looks to get the benefit of the map, I think, to just drop in, that sort of third position there. I was really impressed by Vesta's first up run. It's going to be a bit tricky for her. She might have to negotiate a bit of traffic, but if she can find that pathway through on the inside, I like her chances as well.
Let's go to Matty Hill for his call of the 8th on the program, second leg of the quaddie. This is the Group 2 Circa McEwen Stakes.
Charmstone goes up riderless and completes it. Feature sprint of the day, the McEwen Stakes at 1200s. Rain gets heavier. Starter glances over the line. Regal Zeus lunging at the front gate. They settle. Still some movement towards the inner. And now the assistant starter's wandering over. Vet was having a very close eye too on a couple of these horses that have been agitated. So it's a long hold. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of these is looked at. They're all still in the stalls. It may be Tropicus here, number 3, that needs to be vetted. Regal Zeus also was agitated. Tropicus drawn next door. Tropicus is the one being let out. Thank you. So Tropicus being vetted. Number 3, who's Mark Drifter in betting, 360 out to 550 with bookies, and obviously agitated in the stalls. And the vet just having a look at the mouth and nose region, seeing if the horse knocked itself on that front gate. Damien Lane with a look of disappointment. I think I saw some blood in the mouth, so it's coming out, this horse. It's knocked the front gate with its face, so it's bleeding in the mouth. So this horse will be coming out, Tropicus. Damien Lane looked very, very disappointed as the vet told him the news. We'll get it officially. But Tropicus won't be running here, number 3. So here is the official phone call. 4:11 vet's advice. Tropicus a late withdrawal. Bookmakers rule a line. Tropicus at 4:11. So the field now set once again, ready for the McEwen, and they're racing. Pretty good line. Regal Zeus, Charmstone beat them out. Jigsaw is flying through to lead the race outright. Tiger Shark is also bustling up to 3rd. Jigsaw is the leader from Charmstone. Tiger Shark 3rd, and 4th is Bridal Waltz. 2 lengths Regal Zeus, Clarbell, Last Vestas off the back. 750 metres to go. Jigsaw the leader by 3/4 Charmstone. Tiger Shark is 3rd the rails, and 4th is Bridal Waltz. A length and a quarter Clarbell, Regal Zeus, and 2.5 to Vestas. By the school, 650 to go. Jigsaw looks for a little bit of a breather with Charmstone, the last start Group 1 winner, 2nd. Then came Tiger Shark, who's poised on the inside, followed by Bridal Waltz, Clarbell, Regal Zeus, and Vestas with it all to do. Jigsaw the leader, 400 metres to go. Comes up to the corner from Charmstone, now called for 3/4 of a length off the leader. Then came Bridal Waltz, Tiger Shark, Clarbell, Jigsaw around the turn under the whip, 2 lengths in front of Charmstone beaten. Bridal Waltz is the danger up the middle. Jigsaw 100 metres to go. Bridal Waltz, Clarbell not getting there. Jigsaw wins it. Jigsaw first from a head bobber. Clarbell, Bridal Waltz in that, and then Vestas, Regal Zeus, Charmstone, and Tiger Shark.
It's a 2nd, if not 3rd racing life for Jigsaw. We saw him as a 2-year-old. He's been an ever-present galloper on Victorian racetracks for the 5 seasons since. And what a moment this is for apprentice Logan Bates, who wins the Group 2 McEwen on Cox Plate Day and gives Cindy Alderson's evergreen galloper back-to-back wins. The Apache Cat Classic on home soil, and today with Tropicus out pre-race, things set up beautifully, and Benascari, Damien Oliver, we take a bow to Logan Bates and his judgment.
Yeah, Ollie, talk us through that. Jigsaw, he wound the clock back last time out and he's gone back-to-back.
Yeah, what a huge thrill there for Logan. You know, winning a big race on Cox Plate Day while still a claiming apprentice. Well done to him. I thought it was an initiative move from Blake Shin there, pushing forward on Charmstone, especially with Tropicus coming out. I think he sees that opportunity to put her in the race, but she didn't finish off that well, ridden that close to the speed. But the win was really, the race was really dominated from the front. Jigsaw, he just owned it, didn't he?
He sure did, and ran 109.91 there, so maybe didn't go as quick as what we thought. I don't think this rain, Ollie, would have had too much of an impact by now. We might get out and have a walk of it at some stage, but more of a controlled speed. They're outside standard time when they've been running quick times all day. Clabell gets home nicely, and Charlotte, let's hear from Logan Bates. We heard from him pre-race, and I imagine he's thrilled by that victory.
Well, we now know why Cindy was looking her absolute best today. What a thrill that must be for you on this day.
Yeah, look, it's so special. To do it for Cindy, the Alderson family, Marcus Price, you know, and on this horse too, when he's right, he's unbelievable. He's very quick. did surprise me. I copped that early pressure, but it did go away fairly quickly. And when he had his ears pricked down the side, it's when you know he's loving his work. And I thought he was always going to be pretty hard to beat off the corner when I gave him a little click up and he surged up underneath me. And yeah, it's just amazing. It's wrapped to see this horse back in this sort of form, and for Cindy as well.
I believe that's your first Group 2.
Yeah, it's probably still hasn't sunk in yet, but it's pretty amazing to do on Cox Plate Day. You know, as an apprentice, I've only been riding, just a tick over 2 years, and to knock off the Group 2 so early in my career, you know, I'm very grateful.
That's a brilliant little notch there for your accolades. There'll be plenty more, I'm sure there will be. Go back and enjoy this now.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Charlotte.
Well done.
Well, Cindy Alderson has got a ticket to a big race on the Hometown Cup Day into the Meteorite, which of course burst onto the scene, pardon the pun, on Cranbourne Cup Day 12 months ago. Cindy, congratulations. There wouldn't have been too many people on course more happy than you when Tropicus came out pre-race for what it set up for Logan and Jigsaw.
Yeah, look, you know, condolences to Sammy. He was right beside me, and it's really disappointing when things like that happen on race day. It's absolutely soul-destroying. But I only came here to get this ticket. No, honestly, I couldn't be prouder of the horse. Logan, Melissa, Clinton, Hannah, who's here, who's track rider, got out of hospital on Thursday to come to the races today. So it's a very special day. And Georgia at home and Alex, who hold the fort. That's all of us, and obviously Logan.
Articulate for us the benefit of time for this guy, 6 rising 7, to have had a bit of time out to get himself ready, and he looks like he's a 2-year-old again.
Yeah, look, he's always been a funny little horse that he has his seasons, and I did ride him before he won at Cranbourne. I said, I've not felt this horse feel like this ever, and normally I wouldn't back him up, but I did, and it worked out.
What of this for you with Logan Bates, who you've had such a wonderful association in the formative years of his riding career?
Yeah, look, I think you all know Logan's my apprentice, and it's been a bit like Jigsaw. There's been a few blockages in the way, but we've got there now and we're fitting together really well. And he's a great kid, and well, he's not a kid, he's a man, and he's a young man with a bright future in front of him, and I'm so proud of him.
Cindy, congratulations to you and the entire team on a fairy tale win in many respects with Jigsaw.
Thank you, Nigel.
Cindy Alderson, the winning trainer of Jigsaw, who broke a long drought in the Apache Cat Classic and then backs it up in the Group 2 McEwen Stakes. Ollie, talk us through it. Jigsaw, he went straight to the front as his usual pattern.
He did. He's back in form, this horse, and when he gets in front, he's hard to run down. It's great to see him back in form. You see Blake Shin there from the wide gate with Tropicus coming out. He made a decision to push forward and sit outside the leader to get across that speed inside him. Bridal Walsh, you could see land in the perfect 1 out, 1 back position. Regal Zeus has to drop him behind, and Clavel is back on the fence there, and Vestas back towards the rear. But got a good breather mid-race, I felt. Once they got their positions, there wasn't too much pressure. They weren't dawdling, mind you. They still ran reasonable time, but there just wasn't that pressure on the leader there to soften it up. And I am feeling that it's hard to make ground on this track now. You know, they're kind of getting their positions, and horses that are looping out wide are finding it hard to continue their run. You see Clavel, who's 3 back on the fence, it made ground on the inside, and Bridal Waltz, who's 1 out, 1 back. They filled the placings, and Vestas, who did run on well from back and behind, but couldn't run down those leaders.
Yeah, it does seem like the horses making ground are the ones like Von Hawk coming through the field, staying towards that inside. So that might be an advantage today of what we've seen so far. So Jigsaw takes out the McEwen. We're 2 races down quaddy-wise. We've got 2 to come on Ladbrokes Cox Plate Day. The Vase is next, a key lead up for the Derby, and then it's the build up towards the big one.